I'm excited about today's webinar that we're doing. It's so funny. I was just on a call right now with my publisher. We're talking about a business book, and the entire conversation was about networking, how people are meeting each other, and a ton of deals are being done right now as we speak, and it's just going to get bigger and easier and faster once we talk about the ideas that we have here today. My entire life is based off of networking because many, many years ago, I'm 21, 22 years old. I get into sales. I go to this event. I meet this man at an airport by LAX, and I watch him work his magic on stage. Then we go to a networking event together, and I see how he goes talking to everybody. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me how this guy just did it. He went from this room to that room to this room. Every time I was around him, and I said, listen, how do you meet all these people? He says, Pat, you got to learn how to network. You got to learn how to build relationships. You got to learn how to go from this person to that person to this person to that person. And obviously, that's been a big part of my success where we are today. We're going to go through a couple things. Let me give you my promise of today's webinar. Number one, I'm going to give you the 8 mistakes people make when it comes down to networking. Everybody will have a way to go get the PDF for free on 8 mistakes, the do's and don'ts of networking. Everyone's going to get it. Number two, we're going to show you the 3 features, new big releases on Minnect that I'm very excited about. You'll hear about that here in a minute. 3 massive releases for Minnect. That's the part I'm going to cover with you. Next, I'm going to share with you the new milestones. They're sitting right here next to me. Let me move them so you can't see them yet. Yeah, you can see it in the corner. Some of you guys saw it, guys. Earmuffs, close your eyes, don't look. It's out. Okay, Adam is to my right. Vinny's here, Thomas, you just can't see him. Just know they're in the room here with me. Okay. All right, so I'm going to share this with you for some of you guys that are competitive, that you want to get some milestones that maybe it's going to be, this is the first time ever we're releasing this. We put a lot of time and resources into it. We're excited about that. And then last but not least, I want you to come and join me at the Derby on the 5th floor in the biggest suite, looking at the finish line of Kentucky Derby. They call it the greatest 2 minutes in sports. Tickets sell for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. I want you to be there. You'll walk up and you're like, whoa, what's Michael doing here? Whoa. Dwayne, Josh Harlow, Prince, Queen, Elizabeth, all these people that show up to events like this, it's a very different crowd. I went the first time in 2008, and I fell in love. Anyways, that's a different story. We'll talk about that with you at the end, and you're going to hear from some other people that are using Minnect. So let's talk about networking. When it comes down to networking, couple things I want you to know. Kelly, if we can go to the first slide, please. First slide, please. If you can go to first slide, please. Thank you. Okay. So, areas where networking matters. Number one, booking a guest in podcast. If you're watching this show right now, webinar, and you want to get the best guests on your podcast, networking matters. Just yesterday, we had a guy on a podcast. The whole world is talking about it. Today, we had Jillian. Tony Robbins flies in a helicopter. President Trump coming in here in-house, in studio, doing a podcast. How do all these things take place? You need to learn how to network if you want to book guests. Number two, client list. If you want to increase your clients, networking. The same guy I talked to you about when I was networking with him, his son was in prison at Men's Colony in San Luis Obispo. He said, no one's visiting my son. Will you? I said, no problem. I did the background check. I went there, spent 9 hours with the guy, came out. He says, I'm indebted to you because nobody visited my son. I said, you don't have to do anything for me. I just had a good time. He said, no. I have to help you out. What can I do? I said, I'm a new insurance agent. He says, here's 600 names of people you can call using my name. Life-changing list, client list. Number three, finding business partners. Tom and I'm going to tell you how I met Tom, by the way. Tom Ellsworth, life-changing contact, friend, relationship. He's the executor of my family. Something happens to me, money decisions for my kids are being made by Tom. That happened through networking. Health, people that are helping you live a healthier life, networking. Marriage, the way you date, the way you meet your girl, networking. Relationships, networking. Family, investment opportunities, collaborations, home maintenance, construction, family orientation, kids counseling, community. There's so many different things that comes down to networking. If you know how to do it, you'll accelerate success. If you don't know how to do it, it's going to be slower for you. So my wife and I, first time I met her, June of 2002, okay? I was introduced to her at a business event off of Victory and Balboa in Northridge, California, across the street from a school called Birmingham High School that Mario Aguilar went to. I'm in the bathroom, washing my hands. A guy named Fernando Lasso says, Pocahontas just showed up in the business meeting. And her hair's all the way down to her back. I said, my God, I got to meet this Pocahontas girl. I walk in. Do you know who she was talking to in the business meeting? To my girlfriend at the time. So my girlfriend introduced me to Jennifer. At the time, she was Jennifer Hudman. 5.5 years later, we go on our first date. Year and a half later, I helped her in a very difficult, encouraging way. She went from being a Hudman to a Bet David, the best last name in the world she has now, and she is happy being a Jennifer Bet David instead of a Jennifer Hudman. That's us in 06. Then he got 07. Then 08 is when we're dating. Now we got 4 kids, happily married, relationship. But from the first time I met her, June of 2002, to the first date, December of 07, 5.5 years. We're going to find a way for some of you guys to accelerate the speed. Now, this is us, our first boy, our 3 kids, then the last one, Brooklyn, who was doing gymnastics for me. And at the end, she goes, pa, 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 pa. At 3 years old. I have to show you this video. It's hilarious. So that's part of networking. Next, this is Dudley Rutherford. He was the pastor of my church I was going to. He's the greatest pastor in the world, in my opinion. And I wouldn't miss the sermon with this guy. It was a church called Shepherd of the Hills. And I would go there. And one day I said, look, in an email, this is a little bit of a crazy email I sent him. I sent an email saying, I'm 25 years old right now. No one in the world knows who I am. One day I'm going to be somebody. I'd like to establish a relationship with you. At the time, I'm making 50 grand a year. That's what I'm making. I'm a nobody. He decides to follow up with me. A year later, we have we have lunch at a restaurant with the worst name in the world called Black Angus. So we go to Black Angus. We have lunch together. We get to know each other. A year later, after the lunch that we have together, he says, I want to introduce you to the smartest man in our church. I said, what's his name? He says, Tom Ellsworth. I said, let's go meet with him. Guess where he takes me again? Black Angus. We sit in the corner, we're having lunch. An hour later, after talking to Tom, I'm like, this is the smartest guy I've met in my life. Tom and I become buddies, okay? After we become buddies, 7 years after I meet him, I ask him to be the president of our insurance company. Tom comes in. I've never raised money in my life. He raises the first $1 million, then we raise $10 million, then $35 million, then we sell the business for $250 million. Wouldn't have happened without Tom, but I met him through Dudley. Dudley then in 2008 meets a man that he wants him to be the youth pastor. His name is Matt Sapala. He was just here yesterday, former Marine, 3 tours. He says, you guys got to talk. Introduces me to Matt Sapala. Matt and I start talking. After the first time, Matt and I DM him on Facebook, okay, and he doesn't respond back for a couple of years. After my DM, he doesn't respond back for 7 years. 08, I send a DM, doesn't respond back till December of 2014. December of 2014, while I'm in Aspen, I speak to Matt Sapala, comes on board, we start doing business together. Matt Sapala and his wife, Sheena, revolutionized the game for the insurance company I was running. I think they've done over $100 million, $150 million of premium for our insurance company. Both I met through my pastor, and it was a relationship that we built. What happens to my life if I don't meet Thomas Ellsworth and Matt Sapala, and I don't network to get closer to Dudley? I'm probably not in the same place I am right now. You probably don't know about PBD Podcast, and you probably don't even know about Valuetainment. I'll probably be selling gym memberships right now at LA Fitness. So then, here's our pictures. It's my haircut to the left. That's Jen's favorite haircut of mine. Matt there looks like he's 18 years old. I don't know where we are in the meeting to the left. I think that's somewhere in Vegas at a wine room that Tom poured wine over Amor, or Amor poured it over you. It's one of those two. Amor poured it on you. Middle one, we're in Monaco with me, Tom, and Matt. And then to the one on the right, I don't know where we are, but we look like we're in our 40s. The one on the right, definitely in the furthest one to the left, we look like we're in our 30s. The furthest one to the right, we're definitely in our 40s. Next, this is Tom and I. That's the meeting, to the picture to the left. If you guys remember Hangover 3, we rented the house, and we did an event there. And the man in the back with the pink shirt that looks awkward, he was the first center for the Dallas Mavericks. His name is Ralph Drollinger. Don't ask me why I remember the name, but I remember the name. That's Tom and I in the middle, and then the one on the right, we're in D.C. It looks like Tom is running for office, and I'm a security guard. But that's our relationship. My life wouldn't be the same without those two men that I met through Dudley because of networking. Mark Cuban. I have a small show, YouTube channel, 1,500 subscribers. I sent an email to Mark Cuban. I said, Mark, I want to get you on the interview you because I want to sell 5,000 copies of your book. He says, you think I need $3,000? I said, no. I said, what do you need? He says, I have an app called Cyberdust. that I would like to get some downloads. If you can get some downloads, I'll agree to an interview. Great. We have a conversation together. I said, give me 90 days. 90 days later, I said, watch this weekend with downloads. We ended up getting him 1,500 downloads. After the downloads, I go to Dallas at the American Airlines Center in his office. We do an interview. That became the first big interview. A week before doing the interview, Life of an Entrepreneur happens, and that goes viral, getting 100 million plus views, and the rest is history. But that's through networking. The Rock took many years. Finally, at the Vault last year, President Trump took many years, came here for an interview, but it took a lot of work and a lot of networking behind closed doors. It's not, where you think about, he just kind of showed up. It's a lot of work that's done behind closed doors. Now, 8 principles of networking that's critical for everybody to keep in mind. And keep in mind, everything with what I'm doing right now, the PDF, we're going to give it to all of you guys, so stick around till the end on what that looks like. Number 1, offer everyone unreasonable hospitality, no matter what it is. If you can treat people good, people will remember it. So unreasonable hospitality for everybody. Number 2, be a connector. Before you ask for contacts, introduce them to other people to help them advance. Be a smooth operator. Don't be the aggressive, annoying salesperson that's following up that nobody wants to pick up the call. Be a smooth operator. Maybe listen to that song by Sade a little bit to help you out. Remember the song, Vinny, right? Vinny was performing it with Adam last week at a local karaoke place at 1 o'clock in the morning, and it was a nice performance that both of them did. Smooth operator, right? Next, patience. You need patience. Aggressively patient, because some of these stuff takes years for it to happen. Some of the stuff took me 20 years for it to become a reality. Patience. 5, relationship building, which we'll talk about. 6, character. 7, proper approach when you're networking with people. 8, tools. So those 8 things are the principles. Now I'm going to break it down for you one by one, the do's and don'ts. When it comes down to the do's and don'ts of networking, unreasonable hospitality, when hospitality is truly exceptional, it turns customers into loyal advocates and ordinary moments into lasting memories. Last night, we took Jillian out to dinner. Unreasonable hospitality. Tony Robbins came here. He told me he likes that Batman piece. Unreasonable hospitality. It's in his house right now. It's a better place for him on the basement. He showed me when I went to his place. It looks incredible. In every Mark Cuban, when I did an interview with him, Tom and I were in Nashville the first time we spoke to Mark Cuban in 2013, 2012. And I asked him, what's your favorite book of all time? He said, Atlas Shrugged. I gave him a first print, first edition copy of Atlas Shrugged he's never owned. Took me a long time to find a book. Gift. Unreasonable hospitality. We may not agree politically today, but I'm still going to give that guy unreasonable hospitality at the time. The don'ts. Don't take your network for granted. Anyone in your contact could potentially take you anywhere. Number 2, be a connector. Connector is powerful because of it creates opportunities, fosters collaboration, and drives growth. By bringing people, ideas, and resources together, you amplify success, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. The don't hold relationships to yourself. You limit your network's potential and stifle its natural growth. Share your contacts with others, because then they're going to share it with you. Now, I'm not telling you everybody. Just today, everybody's sending me a message from different news networks, some big networks that you know about, and I'm getting Minnect. Hey, can you give me Andrew Tate's phone number because we want to have it on the podcast? Andrew eventually gets on Twitter and just tweets something out saying, if you want me to be on your show, I know you want me to be on your show. It's $250,000 and a box of chocolate, I think, is what he requested right now. Whether he's, doing his trolling stuff, it doesn't matter. But it's to certain people, not opening up, give the cell phone number to everybody. But do share with the right people you want to connect with. 3, smooth operator. Be genuine, be sincere, authentic, listen more, talk less. Don't leverage your network only when you need something. Avoid flattery. I had a person that came in last week, and I'm sitting and having a conversation with this person, and they're talking to me. And let me tell you, this guy is like, Pat, you're better than this guy. You're better than that guy. You're better than this guy. You're better than that guy. It doesn't work with me. I don't need flattery. Just be straight up. Just be sincere. Just talk to them. Be honest with them. Have a good relationship with them. Yesterday we're having dinner. Jillian, straight up, told 3 things she disagrees with us. It was awesome. That's just being sincere in herself. I like that versus, oh my God, you're so this. No, avoid flattery when you want to network. The right people don't like it. They're turned off by it. Number 4, patience. Good things take time. Real connections need time to grow. Don't force, don't rush. Take your time. My wife and I knew each other for 5.5 years. The only time we were ever single during that 5.5 years was the last 5.5 years, 2 weeks. It's the first time we were both single. Boom, we went on a date December 29th of 2007. We went to P.F. Chang's. We had great dinner. I finished it off with an incredible joke and a prank on the waiter. Have you heard this story, what I did to the waiter, Vinny? No. You didn't hear what happened? No. It's a very good prank, very good prank. So then the next day we had a good time. We went out to Santa Monica, and then we did the book exercise, and the rest is history. We now got 4 kids, and life is very busy. Okay, so but be patient. 5, relationship building. Be proactive in attending events and using effective tools to meet new people. One of the first marketers I hired, he became my CMO. I'll never forget this meeting, guys. It's a very good lesson for everybody. I'm paying him very well. He's my CMO. We're at a meeting for about 2 years. I'm going to every event out there for social media, YouTube, whatever it is, I'm going to it. One day we're in a meeting, and I noticed for the 3rd time, I'm teaching him about social media. And he doesn't know 2, 3 basic things. It's me and Mario in the meeting. And I look at him, I said, hey, let's call him John. I said, I got a question for you. He says, what's that? I said, when's the last time you went to a conference to learn about social media? Oh, I haven't gone for years. I said, don't you think you need to? It's probably a good idea, but I'm busy. I said, I'm busier, and I'm still going. The moment I realized he's not going and getting the new tools about what's going on today, I said, I'm done. We're out of here. 2 weeks after moving on from him, Life of an Entrepreneur went viral, and the rest is history. But you have to constantly put yourself out and get better. If you're thinking it's just whatever you know right now is plenty, you don't have an edge. I'm interviewing a guy this week for a job. While I'm interviewing him for a very, very high position, a very basic task for him, I hand him my phone. And I say, can you show me how to go find out on YouTube Creator Studios on the back end, what are the most viewed videos the last 60 minutes? It's a very easy task. It's 3 steps. I'll show you, Vinny. If you're looking at it, we know how to do this. We go 1, that's step 1. We go 2, and then what? 3. It's 3 steps to find out what are the most viewed videos in the last 60 minutes. I'm handing him the phone and I'm watching him. His job is to know how to do this. They know how to do this. He was good at marketing 20 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, but has he gone to become better on how it is to market today? Maybe not. So be proactive in attending events and using effective tools to meet new people so you get smarter. If you don't, there's guys in the market that are better than you to network with. Why would I network with you? That's how the other person is thinking. So you got to get better as well. Don't be a lone ranger. Find a community and learn with that community. That's why relationship building matters. The people have big podcasts, they talk to each other. How do you guys use this? What do you guys do this? What do you guys do with that? What are you guys doing with this? We were at an event with Google where the Google CEO's there, as well as a YouTube CEO. The top podcasters on YouTube were all together. Then we had another dinner with Spotify. The top 10 podcasters on Spotify's were there. Top 10 out of the 40 podcasts were together having dinner, having conversations together. How do you use it? What do you do? What do you do? These are the elements of networking and building relationships. If a person has 3 hacks about Spotify that you don't, it's tough to compete with that person. That's how this thing works. Number 6, it's about your character. If you say you're going to do something with somebody you're networking with, keep your word. The moment you don't, you're like everybody else to that person. Keep your word. Everybody makes promises that they don't keep. Everybody over-promises, under-deliver. You under-promise, over-deliver. And don't be fake. Just be yourself. 7, proper approach. You got to learn how to approach. I can get 5 different people that are selling me the same exact product with the same exact company. And they represent the same product, same company, but they approach me in 5 different ways, and I'll do business with one of them. Why? Because I like their approach. It wasn't the product. It wasn't the company. It was the individual's approach. Improve your approach. Communicate in a way that resonates with the person you're speaking to. Use their language, understand their perspective, and connect on their level. Use the right words. Don't expect people to adjust to your communication. Meet them where they are. Communicate at their level. 8, tools. Finding the right tools is critical for accelerating your network growth. Don't assume all tools are equal and work for your networking goals. Okay, don't assume that. Use the right tools. The whole concept of Minnect is because I wanted to have a tool where I can pay you to respond to me. I don't have a problem paying you. So think about this. If I've been trying to get a hold of Adam for 5 years, and I know he's not getting back to me because I'm sending him email, Instagram DM, whatever it is, he's not getting back to me, would I be willing to pay him $100 for him to respond back to me within 24 hours? No question. Here's $100. Yes or no? Yes. No. Talk to John. Thank you. 6 years it took me. I'm willing to pay for that. So the new economy is people just want to make sure you're respecting their time. Because how many apps do you have on your phone? When I go through my phone and I think about the apps, look at this. How many apps you got? Each page is how many apps? 18 is apps, 18 apps per page, right? Calculate the amount of apps you got on your phone right now. For me, 1 page, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 times 18 is what? Over 200. 200 apps. How the hell am I able to get back to everybody? I can't. So for you, you have to find a way to leverage the right tools so people get back to you. Don't assume all tools are equal and work for your networking goals. Don't do that, okay? So now, evolution of networking. This is the key with evolution of networking. 15th century, you know what tool we use for networking, Vinny? It was business cards. You know what it was? It was in the 1950s to 1990s. This is what I'm trying to buy my sons right now. I want to try to buy my sons a beeper right now, pager. They're like, Dad, can we get a cell phone? I said, I'm going to get you a beeper. I said, I used to have a beeper from this place called Telestar in Glendale, California. And then I'm going to send you a what do you call it, a message on your pager, 143. They're like, what's 143? I love you, right? What's 411? Info. There was all these different codes. Hello. You had all these. Listen, I'm going to stop with the codes because some of the codes are nasty. But beepers was one of the ways that we would get a hold of each other. All doctors had beepers. Then it was emails, 1971. Then it was Motorola phone, 83. This is Tom's era now. Okay, we're aging Tom a little bit. AOL, 85. Remember the AOL chat? Oh my God, I met Mary in this AOL chat for Glendale High School. She said this next day in school. Oh my goodness, the AOL chat. You've got mail, right? Remember that stuff? Then it's Friendster. They came out. That was the right idea and wrong timing maybe. And then you got, BlackBerry, Messenger, which I don't know if you remember BlackBerry, and I was a big BlackBerry Nextel guy. I loved it. Then you have the smartphone that came out in 07, and I don't know if you bought your smartphone the moment it came out. I was an iPhone 3, I think. I don't know if did you guys start with iPhone 1? I was an iPhone 3. I never got the first one. I was a BlackBerry Nextel, which was the best way. The gray one to text people was the best one. And then you have apps. MySpace, 03. LinkedIn. The last time they did an update, Michael Jordan was still playing basketball, okay? LinkedIn hasn't done an update for a long time. It's the same app for a long time. Facebook, 04. Twitter, now it's X, 06. WhatsApp, 09. Instagram, 10. Telegram, 13. Signal, 14. And now it's Minnect, okay? So networking tools. On all the other apps, why do they have to get back to you? They don't. On all the other apps, if you measure email rate, cold email you send somebody, there's a 1% chance they're responding back to you. If you do cold Instagram, it's a 1.6% they're responding back to you. If you do a cold Twitter X, it's 3 to 5% they're responding back to you. If you do LinkedIn, it's 8 to 12% chance they're responding back to you. But if you do Minnect right now, the answer rate right now on Minnect is 98.6%. Do you know why it's 98.6%? Because to them that you're messaging them on Minnect, you're paying for it. They respect the fact that you respect them. They'll respond back to you. That's why Minnect is working so effectively right now. And by the way, you're going to hear from some different people on how they're using Minnect, and it's very weird stories for everybody across the board. So what does this go to? Everything starts with what? I know someone. That what? That whatever. I know someone. I know someone that owns this. I know someone that owns a mechanic shop. I know someone that has a soccer coach that used to play for the MLS for your son. I know somebody that this, all of that, right? So Minnect condenses time frames. Instead of waiting 6 years for Adam to get back to me or 7 years, now you Minnect them, they get back to you. Okay, that's the whole idea with this. I'll give you 3 testimonials here, and you're going to hear from some of our guys here in a minute that are using Minnect aggressively, and then I'll give you the announcements, which is going to be pretty epic. I can't wait for that. All right, so one day, about 8 months ago, I get a Minnect, one of the funniest Minnects of all time on what ends up happening with it. And he's probably listening to it right now. A guy sends me a Minnect. He says, hey, Pat, my dream is to one day be a professional sports owner. I said, oh, really? I said, hey, man, it's great. You know, it used to be my dream as well. There's nothing wrong with that. Keep dreaming, buddy. It's great. I started off with a dream that I wanted to be a, Yankees, professional sports. He says, no. I want that dream to become a reality today. I said, really? I said, well, look, I want a lot of things to become a reality today. Do you have money? And if you do, how much money do you have? He says to me, he's got roughly $300 million of money. I said, really? Yeah. I said, which team do you want to be a minority owner of? He gives me the team. I said, let me put you in contact with the guy that helped me become a Yankees minority owner. I put him in contact with my guy. They get on the phone together. I get a gift sent to me a few weeks ago. I said, what's this gift from this guy? The guy tells me, you know that referral you gave me? Yeah, what about him? He officially became the minority owner of the team that he wanted to become a minority owner of. How sick is that, by the way, right? The second one is a guy on Minnect who is a wealth manager, insurance guy. He Minnects 50 to 100 people a month with his presentation, keywords, tells them what he does with finance, insurance, investments. 50% respond back and say they're interested. They get on a Zoom with him. He gives the presentation. Of the 50% that get on a Zoom with him, he closes half of them, 25%. He's got clients right there, right? That's his business. He uses Minnect like somebody does Facebook ads or YouTube ads. He's using Minnect to get clients to respond. And the last one, you're actually going to hear from him. The guy at the end, his name is Caleb. He's a pastor. You know what he does? He buys strip clubs as a pastor. When's the last time you heard a pastor buy strip clubs? It's a very weird business model. This guy buys strip clubs and turns them into rehabilitation centers for former people that went through human trafficking. That's what he does. And he uses Minnect to raise money through Minnect. He'll share his testimony here momentarily with you. So a couple features I want to announce to you with Minnect that I am very, very excited about. Very. So first one that I want to introduce to you is we did this because everyone was asking, Pat, I want to Minnect people that are within a 50-mile radius of me for different reasons. Dates, networking, business, finance, clients. But I want to go and do a search to a specific zip code, 10-mile, 20-mile, 30-mile, 50-mile radius, so I can do business within the people in my community. No problem. Officially now on Minnect, you can go type in the zip code. When you type in the zip code, it gives you the options of this city. Then you can range what mile radius you want. You can say 50-mile radius. You choose the price point on text. You can say $10 to $50. It gives you all the names of the people within that radius in that community with the price point of Minnect, and you can blast a message to all of them, okay? And whatever message you want to put in them, and they're going to respond back to you. This is for people that are in business, that are realtors, that are insurance, whatever it is product that you want to share with others, this is your way to do that. A guy came here yesterday, Matt Sapala. He's now doing cigar events. So the way he does cigar events is he rents out a place, a restaurant, and he spends $1,500 of ads on Facebook. 80 people show up, 100 people show up, and they have cigars together. This way he can say, I'm going to Orlando. Tell me who's within a 50-mile radius of Orlando. He spends $1,500, sends a message to, say, 150 people. They come to the cigar lounge. We met him through Minnect. That's what this next phase for Minnect is. By the way, to everybody that's watching this, if you're an expert or you're a user and your profile isn't updated, with your search, the city you're in, if you haven't updated your profile, you will not come on the search. So make sure one of the to-do lists today that you have with Minnect is when you download the app, make sure the zip code and the city is fully filled out on your profile, or else you will not be pulling up. So be sure you fully update your profile. And some of you guys that only have a user account, go create an expert account. You may know a lot about coaching your kids with math. You may know a lot about gardening in the backyard. You would be amazed what people are asking about. Plumbing, Saturday night, it's 11 o'clock. Something's going on. We can't get a hold of a plumber. I can Minnect somebody and say, hey, can you do a quick call with me? They're available. So a person can blast out a bunch of Minnects to see if somebody can get back to them. But make sure you update your profile on this. I am very, very excited about this. This could potentially increase the amount of Minnects that we're getting by 600%. And those of you that are active on Minnect will benefit from this. Next. Announcements. If you're an expert, you now will get a chance once a month to send an announcement to anybody and everybody that's ever Minnected with you. For example, you could say, hey, Say 1,000 people are connected with you. Say 100 people are connected with you. You send a video or a text or an audio to anybody that's ever connected with you, and you let them know, hey, these are 3 things I'm working on today. If you have any questions, connect me back. Then next thing you know, 20% of them connect you back. And you may say, for the next hour, my Minnect prices are going to be for this. Boom. You get 100 Minnects. You get 50 Minnects. You get 200 Minnects. I'm very excited about this announcement part for experts because a lot of experts were asking about it. Now we officially have it. By the way, for now, it's only once a month. In the future, we may allow experts to buy announcements. But what we don't want to do is we don't want people to be flooded by a bunch of spam on there with messages every day. We don't want that. We want it to be once a month. Make your message. Be clear. Be concise. Respond back. I got some people that sent me their message this morning. I got Michael Axiotis' Minnect announcement today that came to me with the restaurant business. He runs Red Robin's, $100 million a year. And I'm getting all these other announcements from couple. I'm like, that's great. People are already using it, even though we just barely made the announcement. So announcement, very, very excited about this for experts. I know experts are excited about this one as well. This next one is big. Let me tell you why this next one is big. While we run PBD Podcast, we get a lot of people that ask us, and they'll say, hey, man, I would like throughout the month to be able to communicate with others who are following PBD Podcast. I want us to talk to each other. The only time we can do it right now is when? In the chat. And once the podcast is done live, we can no longer talk to each other. What if there was a way to be in a circle that everybody can communicate with each other throughout the entire month? So this is what we're doing. For Circle, you get to decide on how to create your circle. For the PBD Podcast Circle, you'll pay $50 a month or $4.99 per year. You're officially in the circle. When you're in the circle, everybody sees each other's users. You can connect them directly, or you can communicate with each other. And this is what we're going to be doing with PBD Podcast Circle. For those that join, for the first 500, we're going to do $50, and then we're going to raise it to $100 to be part of the circle because we don't want it to get flooded. But for the first 500 people that join PBD Podcast, it'll be $50 a month. Here's how it works, just to kind of give you an idea. Every time we do a podcast, we have notes. If you're in the circle, all our notes will be in the PBD Podcast Circle. Every time we do a podcast, like we did a Tate podcast yesterday, afterwards there's behind the scenes. The only people that get the behind the scenes is those that are part of the circle. I'm about to do an interview, let's just say with Gary Brecka or somebody, whoever, a politician, a billionaire, somebody that's coming in here. I'm going to be asking people in PBD Podcast to post questions, and if we use one of them, we're going to give your name. John Doe from Nebraska, Pastor John Doe, because if you know the joke, you know the joke. So John Doe from Nebraska asked the following, what do you have to say about this, right? And then additional things that we'll do, and people can text each other, and everyone throughout the month can communicate with each other with everything that's going on. So that's circles. This is very, very exciting that we're launching this circle. This is experts being able to create exclusive private communities where subscribers gain access to premium content, insider discussions, and direct engagement with each other. And again, throughout the month. So say something broke for podcast, current events, Zelensky, business, Trump, something happens throughout the entire day, people can communicate with each other if they're part of the PBD Podcast Circle. Some of you are watching this, you create your own circle. Elliot Army. Vinny's got his own circle called Angry Patriot. Tom's got his own circle if you want to learn how to raise money and sell companies. Trust me, Tom is brilliant in that. $2.2 billion of companies he sold or raised money for. You want to be part of a circle where a guy knows what he's talking about, Tom would be the one. And then you pay for it. Very simple. And experts, you get 80, Minnect keeps 20. Similar structure on how Minnects work. So there's freemium model and there's a premium model. For example, today, if you want to get this PDF, you could get today's PDF in the Minnect support freemium circle that's out there. And you go in throughout, like, I don't know how to use this on Minnect. People are going to be teaching each other how to do that. But freemium is free access to all users, large community gathering, open debate and discussion, sharing of content and images, capacity limiting, waitlist option. You choose. And by the way, you can also do it private. We have 2 circles that we have that's purely private, not accessible to everybody. You'll be able to do that as well. Then there's the premium circle. Single owner, multiple hosts, supports video, image, file, text, annual monthly subscription fee by expert. You decide what the price point is. Waitlist option, capacity control, private control space for specialized discussions, suitable for highly sensitive or confidential content, And of course, if you don't like certain people and what they're saying, you can get rid of them as well. But that's the premium model of the circle that's available. And by the way, I'm going to announce you for some of you guys that really want to compete on how you want to go to the Derby, on who builds the biggest circles. It's going to be exciting. Hang tight for that. We'll announce that to you here in a moment as well. And then the private circles I told you about. Hidden, non-browsable. Nobody can see it. It's by invitation only. The only way I join is by you sending it to me and saying, join this community. That is the only way you can be a part of it. For me, I got a lot of Assyrians that say, man, I wish we could find a way for Assyrians to network with each other. Man, I wish there's a way for Armenians to network with each other. So I created a simple Armenian and Assyrian circle for $10 a month. Great. Let's get them all in here. And $10 because I don't want any bots. $10 is not going to make or break anybody. Get in here. Again, for the first 500, it'll be $10. Then we're going to raise it probably to $50 a month for people to network with each other. So QR code here. If you want to go create your own circle, go to this QR code. Make sure you fill out the information on what you want your QR code to be, what you want your circle to be. Within 2 weeks, you'll be able to do it on your own. For now, we are helping people set them up because we are in the beta testing phase, and we're helping the first ones, seeing who they're going to be that we're producing, putting your thumbnail, all the description, everything. Very excited about it. Be sure to go to the QR code here and start your circle. It could be anything. It could be soccer moms. Could be politics. Could be having to do with sports. Could be a Lakers, insurance, roofing, technology, AI. It doesn't matter. It's you create your own circle that other people that can be a part of, freemium, premium, or private. All right, so having said that, we're getting close to the end, and I want you to hear from some of the guys. I want to show you the awards. So this is what we wanted to do. We want to recognize those who both Minnect the most and those who build the biggest circles, and there's going to be a leaders bulletin for this, for you to track what everybody is doing. So here's how this works. That right there is this, okay? Can you tell me how heavy this is, Adam? Just kind of show me how heavy is this. No, how heavy is it?
Legit, like what, 4 pounds?
This is what it sounds like on how heavy this is. This right here is the first tier award we're giving the Minnect for people that do 5,000 completed Minnects. This could take you a year. This could take you 2 years. It took me 4 years to get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. We're not trying to give it to you for you just to do within a month. But you get to 5,000 completed Minnects. You get this shipped to you. And by the way, each of these that we're producing, because it's custom, they're $700 a pop. So it's not like a $20 thing that we're making. It's custom. First level, okay? As of right now, 2 people have achieved this, okay, that I'll recognize here in a minute, but it's 5,000 Minnects. The black one is for those that do 10,000 Minnects. It's right here. Cannot wait to give these out as well. No one has yet done 10,000. That includes me. I haven't done 10,000 Minnects. Then it goes to the next one, which is the silver one, 25,000 completed Minnects right here. And then you have the gold one. This is legit, guys. When I tell you legit, this is legit. 50,000 completed Minnects. It could take somebody a year, could take somebody 2 years, 3 years. I don't know. Andy Elliott may get this one within a year to where he's going, but it's 50,000 Minnects, completed Minnects. That you have. Imagine how many deals, business, relationships, but it's completed Minnects. These are the awards that we have here. Can't wait to send it to you guys who go out there and compete on completing Minnects. Then there is the circle. The circle is very simple. It's a circle, okay? So anyone that builds a circle with 1,000 members, they can pay as little as $1 a month. We don't care. Can be $10 a month, $100 a month, $50 a month, $15 a month. You determine the dollar price point. But anybody that does 1,000 members, paid members, that are paying as low as $1 a month, we will ship you the red circle. Then the next one, 5,000, you get the next one, and then the other new releases will be coming here soon. Then the circle gets better, the recognition gets bigger, stay tuned. But we're excited about it, and I'm happy to announce that we have 2 people that have crossed 5,000 Minnects. Give a round of applause for these guys, the one and only Angry Patriot, Vincent Oshana, who's at 5,148 Minnects, and the other one is Thomas Ellsworth, that is at 5,012 Minnects. Make sure you give him some love. We have 2 people that have done over 5,000 Minnects. By the way, Minnect is paying Vinny $10,000 to $20,000 a month just on the app. Just think about it. Just do Minnects. You're driving, you're in the car, you're at the house, you're in the bathroom. Vinny, historically, it's 80% of his Minnects are in the bathroom. But it doesn't matter where you're doing. When you're responding back to people, the other person doesn't know where you're responding from, because you get to respond back in audio, video, or call from anywhere in the world at any time based on your convenience. So we're excited about that part. So now, let's talk about this before we wrap up. The Derby, okay? Again, I told you at the beginning how we're going to do this. Many, many years ago in 2008, I went to the Derby. But we got regular tickets. We sat with everybody else, 200,000 people that are there, and we dressed up. We had the hats. We went in. I went 4:30 in the morning to meet Big Brown, and I met 8 Bells, and it was a historic Derby in 2008. For those of you guys that follow the Derby, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Legendary Derby. Won't tell you what it is because I want to stay positive here. Amazing. We left. We went to a restaurant called 610 Magnolia. Unbelievable food. It was ridiculous. So the Derby, since 1875, they call it the greatest 2 minutes in sports. The most exciting 2 minutes in sports. Vinny, how insane was the 2 minutes?
The best time of my life. I've ever had any sporting event ever.
And,
I've been to many. I've been to Super Bowl.
Something else is what you have to be at it. If you've never been to it, you got to try it one time. It's a mile and a quarter mile that they go in the last 2 minutes, and it's absolutely wild. And, the run for the roses, it's a great experience. You're walking around, and all of a sudden you're like, what is Michael Jordan doing here? I'm in the bathroom, okay, of 610 Magnolia. I come out, and all of a sudden I'm like, is that Arnold Palmer? Is that you? Yeah. You're Arnold Palmer. Yeah. I am Arnold Palmer. You got to be kidding me. Yes. I said, man, I got to tell you, most people want to compliment your swing. I want to compliment you on your drink. The greatest drink I've ever had. And he starts laughing. We have this picture together like this, laughing. It's the best. He's no longer with us. But Arnold Palmer, legendary for, he always liked to use big clubs when he was golfing for whatever reason. But Arnold Palmer, respect to him. Great conversations. We had all these other guys that we met there. NBA players, NFL players. Great experience when you go to this event. The purse is massive. There's a lot of festivities, the hats, the parties, the restaurants. You're going to, it's just all the who's who like to go to the Derby. And here's the contest for those of you guys that want to go to the Derby. And in a moment, I'm going to come to some of the guys here to share their thoughts on how they're using Minnect. If the guys I come up to, guys, if you can just stick to 30 seconds to a minute and share with everybody what you love about Minnect, that'd be great. And then we'll wrap it up and tell you where you can go get the PDF. So if you want to come to this year's Derby, we already got our place back-to-back, biggest suite. Out of all the suites at the Derby, we have the biggest suite. Bigger than all the other banks, bigger than all the other financial institutions. We have the biggest one. You'll be at the top, all the way at the top with us. Pictures, conversations, relationships, networking, who's who. It's where you want to be. And my son Dylan will be there. And Dylan was teaching everybody how to gamble, how to pick horses. It's classic. There may be a little bit of a consulting fee with that because he negotiates a little bit too well. I don't know where he got it from, but he's pretty good at what he does. So here's how you get to compete to come to the Derby with us. 3 categories: those with circles, those who are experts, and those who are users. On circles, you get 1 point per monthly subscription, free for subscribed users at the end of each month. You need to have a minimum of 1,000 members. You need to have a minimum of 500 members in your group. Meaning, let's just say you have 500 people in your group that pay $50 a month. 500 times 50 is $25,000. $25,000 times 2 for the 2 months, $50,000. That's 50,000 points. If you score the most points for circles based on the biggest circle you build, guess what? You get 2 tickets to the Derby to be with us in the suite. These tickets are $20,000 to $40,000, but you're there with us. We got the tickets. You take care of your flight. You take care of your hotel. You take care of food. You come to us. We're going to go out there and get to the Derby together, and that's the scoring system. And it's already on our leaders bulletin for you to see. $1. So if somebody does $10 a month, 1,000 members, that's 10,000 points. 2 months, 20,000 points, because the contest starts March 1st, goes through April 30th, and the Derby is the first Saturday of the month of May. So just keep that part in mind. Then experts. Anybody who scores a minimum of 1,000 points, okay, the next 2 months, could be 800 points this month, 200 next month, minimum of 1,000 points the next 2 months, with 100 unique reviews. So it can't be you and your wife going back and forth. It's 100 unique reviews. Anybody who does that, you get 2 tickets. The winner gets 2 tickets. Runner-up gets 1 ticket. So let's just say you win, You and your wife, you and your husband can come. You're second place. It's only one ticket, but you're still getting a ticket. By the way, if you win Circle and you win Expert, you don't get all the tickets. It's going to be somebody else. So a person can be winning Circle, and if they're first place here, you only get the biggest prize on one of the two that's given to you. And last but not least, you may not be an expert. You're like, I'm just a user. No problem. We want to invite you as well. For every 10 unique experts, you Minnect. For every 10 unique experts, you Minnect, you get one name in the raffle. At the end, we do the drawing. One person gets the ticket, and you get to come. You do 100 unique experts, you Minnect. You get 10 raffles because you're what? You're in 10 different drawings, like 1 per 10 unique people. Not the same person, 10 unique people you Minnect, and we're calculating this on the back end. We're excited about this. Look, guys, I just can't wait for you to come there because it's the only time per year where I get to wear a pink jacket. Okay, it's the only place. You can wear pink, yellow, orange, nobody cares. Nobody's expecting you to wear a perfectly blue suit, gray, whatever, three-piece. Now, you get away with a hat if you want to. Guys can get away with a hat. Vinny looked like a Italian boss from the Gatsby face. He came, everybody's just, it's such a spectacle. Like, I literally cannot wait to go. We're 2 months away. But having said that, am I almost at the end? I think I am. What I would like to do right now is I'm going on this slide here with Minnect. For those of you guys that want the PDF, all you have to do is download the app. When you download the app, go to Minnect Circles, you'll see it, and go to Minnect Support, click Join. When you join the Minnect Support Circle, the PDF will be in there waiting for you to get. And guess what? Whatever questions you got about the Minnect app, you can ask it in Minnect Support. As you press Join, you'll be in there with the rest of us. Having said that, I got a few guys I want to bring up that are using Minnect to see how it's working for them. Kelly, let's see who we got here. Can we start off with the pastor? And Caleb, I know you're a fired up guy. If we got Caleb on, I want Caleb to jump on here real quick. Caleb Altmaier, he's a Minnecting machine, and he leverages it in a very unique way. Caleb, if you are on, are you looking for him, Kelly? Okay. If you're looking for him, I got a few guys. I'm going to bring him on. Let's see if he's on to a panelist. Perfect. He's going to be his smile. He's probably so excited. He probably is so excited when he gets on. Let's see, Caleb. Him and I just Minnected 2 days ago. I want him to share with you guys. Is he on? Let's see if he is or not. Ryan Montgomery and Andy Elliott. There you go, Caleb. Caleb, how you doing, Caleb?
Good, man. I was not expecting this, bro. You tricked me.
Well, so tell me this.
Tell
me this. Tell me why you love this app and how are you using this app? 30 seconds to a minute. Share your background if you could.
Yeah, so I run an anti-trafficking organization that helps women recover after they've been rescued from anti-trafficking work. We're looking to expand our headquarters. We purchased our local strip club and shut it down and are turning that into a place that heals women instead of objectifies them. I had to turn down $1 million from our city because of my faith. We're a Christian agency, so I had to look for other opportunities. Was watching the PBD podcast with my wife. I thought, let me just try this Minnect thing. And that changed our life. I started Minnecting with Pat, and through that app, he challenged me to do one of the contests. I won. I got to go out and meet him. I got to meet The Rock, and I got access to the CEO lounge, and I got to meet Andy Elliott's team. He's had me on his podcast. I got to meet Cap. He has over 1 million subscribers. He's had me on his podcast. And then Michael Francis allowed me to be on his show. And it really just changed our life, man. It changed everything. And it's allowed us to think bigger, right? So now we want to be the biggest, best anti-trafficking recovery agency in the world. I'm building a new website, going to write a book. I'm just like, it's changed my whole life.
I love it. I love it.
The biggest thing, though, is I got your attention and you know my name. And that's the real reason we went for it.
Well, guess what? Now it's more than just me knowing your name. Now other people know it as well. And guys, you can go look for him, Caleb Altmaier, and Minnect with him as well. Caleb, thank you for your time. Thank you for jumping on here. Keep doing a great job on Minnect. You're changing people's lives. I'm very proud of you. Next person I want you guys to hear from is Ryan Montgomery. This guy may be one of the coolest cats in the world. If we got Ryan on. By the way, Ryan is the guy you want to ask questions on Minnect. This is the ethical hacker. If you go on, this guy probably got 100 million views on social, maybe even more. The stuff that he talks about on protecting your computers, your company, cybersecurity, kids, the wealth of knowledge he has. We did a podcast with him, got tens of millions of views. There was so many people that were interested in him, but he's actually very active on Minnect because he likes changing people's lives. Ryan, if you can take 30 seconds to a minute, tell us what you like as an ethical hacker. What do you like most about the Minnect app?
So Minnect has been awesome. I never thought that I was going to, join an app like something like that. It reminded me, not to name another app similar to it, but I was, kind of turned off by an app similar. And I was like, okay, this is full of experts and it seems like to be run in a legitimate way. There's actual people on here that, are answering great questions. It's not just making birthday videos for your grandkids, that I remember I was sitting in your studio and you guys were like, make an ad right now. It's like boom, 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 boom. And I was kind of intimidated, like, I don't know if I could do this. And then I fell in love with it. I absolutely fell in love with the app. And similar to Caleb, I work at counter human trafficking, violence against children. I'm also, as Patrick said, an ethical hacker. So people reach out to me all the time. I use Minnect very consistently about cybersecurity, child safety. And, I just absolutely love it and super grateful to be part of the team.
And by the way, Ryan, when he was, I want to say this correctly, 16 years old, he was having days where he was making 30 grand a month. Like, this guy's a true entrepreneur hustler. And when he pulled up, Ryan, how's your orange Lambo doing, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
So Patrick and I, the day that I pulled up, I had a delivery of an orange Aventador, and Patrick pulls up a picture, and we had the literal same Aventador with the same color and the same carbon fiber, add-on. So what a crazy coincidence! And I, honest to God, had no clue that he had that car at all.
Well,
I
listen,
love the car. To answer the question, I absolutely love the car. I sold my Huracan to get the Aventador. Good decision.
Well, good for you, man. And by the way, again, parents, this is the right guy to ask for those that want to protect your kids when you're giving them cell phones. He's going to give you tools that the rest of us don't know about. That's his level of expertise. Ask him the question. He's accessible to you on Minnect. Just respect his time and pay for it. But Ryan, you're doing a great job. You're changing a lot of people's lives. We're proud of you, and we appreciate you. Thank you again for doing what you do with Minnect. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you as well.
Anytime, buddy. All right, next person, Roman. I bought a watch from this guy. And this guy's a watch guy. Like, listen, some of you guys are buying high-end watches. Like, dude, is this a real thing? Is this fake? Am I wasting my time? Should I buy this watch? I bought a watch for my wife. It was, well, he'll tell you what the watch was. We got it. We had to get it back. Well, he'll tell you where it came from. It was very hard to find this watch, but eventually came in, and I got it for our 15-year anniversary. Vinny, I think you were there when we were at the Hamptons when we gave it to Jen. It was because of Roman Sharf. He was very helpful in making. Yeah, he's the one. If he's on. My only concern is he's like, listen, we've just been very tough on Ukraine and Russia. I don't want him to get upset because it's a very, Roman, are you on or no, Roman? Let's see if Roman's on or not. I can't see his face. No, it's just, Roman, do we have you on or no? He should be on. There we go. He's probably got 50 watches on right now. What's up, Roman?
Hey, Pat, how are you?
How are you?
Kudos on what you said about networking, because networking is the very reason I got to meet you. Following those exact steps. I always say I work with my competition, not against them. It was one of my competitors that introduced me to you first as a client, and then later I ended up on your podcast. The chair I'm sitting in is the same chair you're sitting on, because the guy that gave you that chair showed up in my office out of the blue and gave me this thing for free. Talk about networking.
I love it.
But Minnect has been amazing. The watch you bought your wife was a ladies Aquanaut Nautilus Patek Philippe. Wonderful watch. You were a little last minute, so I had to bring it over from Hong Kong and so on and so forth, but doesn't matter. Minnect. First month, when I was a novice, right, the very first league. I'm a middleweight now, by the way. First month, I started this to do what? To do exactly that, to network. I found 8 new clients in the first 30 days. I sold about $400,000 worth of watches, and I raised $3,000 for my charity. Every one of my Minnects goes to my charity. So for me, it translates into dollars, not only for my own business, it also translates into dollars for my charity, watchesforgood.org. Where I take every single Minnect, every dollar I make in Minnect, and it goes directly to my charity.
Well, we respect that, man. Good for you. And by the way, Roman's not just a regular guy. If you go online and you type in his name, Roman Sharf, on YouTube, you'll see him all over the place. Roman, your business, don't you guys do like $100 million? You built a real business. It's not a small business.
Yeah, I've been doing this about 20 years. Started out of my basement with $12,000. I was in banking. Talk about networking. And then I decided to go my own way, and now we're a $130 million business a year.
$130 million your business. So whether you want to ask questions about a watch you want to buy somebody, you want to know if it's real, if it's fake, you want to know about business, dealing, negotiation, any of that stuff, Roman's there for you as well. Roman, it may not be a bad idea for you to create a circle as well for people that want to know about.
I'm trying, Pat, but it's giving me an error on the image thing. I was doing it as you.
We're going to create the image for you. We're going to create the image for you. Text them back, and I told Paul to remove the image thing. Paul, if you're listening to it, so people can apply. If you're having a hard time.
I already texted one of you guys.
Okay, but for anybody else that's creating the circle, go to the support Minnect circle and ask them that. They'll be able to help you from there as well. Roman, you the man. I appreciate you. And it's great having you on, buddy. Yes, perfect. Okay, next, do we have Justin Brock on? Justin Brock is an insurance guy. Young guy, sold his business for, I want to say, $71 million, literally $71 million. And he is super, super active on Minnect. Justin, if you are on, if you don't mind taking 30 seconds to a minute and tell us how you're using Minnect for your business. There's Justin. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, Pat? Thank you so much, man. Yeah, we actually, somebody on my PR team, as we started to try to reach out and find new audiences, brought up Minnect, said you should go on as an expert. And immediately we go on and start getting people, reaching out from our audience, but then also people that I never expected, the kind of people we'd get. We're in the Medicare arena is where we built our business, but we work with agents all over. And I've even had Medicare beneficiaries, like, people that were retired, reach out for advice on Medicare, which I completely didn't expect. And then we've actually had some big partnerships. And so I kind of got addicted to Minnecting for the first few months we were on there. And I was like, I could actually be the leader in our categories on here, really make a play. Leaderboards like totally motivate me. They did selling insurance, and they do in Minnect. So I went to top of the category for a few months in a row. Couple of months, Andy Elliott really kept me from hitting the top. He's a extremely competitive guy, and obviously has a great following too. But as I would climb, I got to get in the room. I came to your CXO event. It was kind of cool because I raised my hand for something, and you said, "Oh, you're Justin Brock. You're doing great things on Minnect." So I'm like, Pat's noticing, that's awesome. And then I actually have gotten a couple of referrals now from people that said someone else on Minnect recommended me. And then a couple of them said, Patrick Bet David recommended
That's right. I recommend you regularly.
What a strong recommendation. So I'm a Minnector for life, man. I'm definitely going to create a circle for sure.
I love it. And by the way, if you start a circle for Medicare insurance, there's a big community there. So make sure you create that one as well. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of networking going on with that. Justin, proud of you. Sold business $71 million. Another guy you can Minnect and learn from as well. Last but not least, before we wrap up, is I want to go to Andy Elliott. And the reason why Andy's been the super heavyweight champion the last 2 months. Vinny, just so you know that. Super heavyweight champion. Andy, Vinny's not been happy about it. Adam's been so upset. He's been clubbing in Miami every night since then. I mean, he's just not been happy about it. He's had a lot of his girlfriends that have been trying to calm him down. And if we have Andy on, Kelly, I don't know if we have him or not. If he's getting on, let's see if he's got on. This guy, one thing about Andy is I ask him, have a little bit more energy, man. He's just always monotone. And yeah, he's probably doing push-ups. Right? His leadership team is probably dropping him all over the place. There they are. That's right. You're not in the States. What's up, Andy and Jackie? How you guys doing?
Great.
We're doing amazing. 1 a.m. in Dubai, and we don't stop. No off switch.
You guys are amazing. Andy, tell us, what do you love most about Minnect?
Well, number one, you nailed it in the beginning that everybody has a specialized skill, okay? And people will cut the check for speed. And the cool thing about Minnect is that it's not thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to learn from most people. I mean, literally, you can spend $10 and it can save you millions of dollars just by asking a simple question. Okay. So I love Minnect because obviously it's your app. You built it. And then obviously everybody that runs around you are always serious people looking for answers. And we want to help everybody that's looking for answers and who want to win. Another cool thing you said, social media. Nobody works their own DMs anymore. Nobody works their own Facebook stuff anymore. So like, even if I message The Rock, look, even if somebody responds, it's not going to be The Rock. Okay. It's just a fact. Patrick, the way that you are, your standards have always been so high. You don't let people get in there and do the work for someone else. And so I love it. So when somebody messages me, they get me. Now, I want to tell you this. We've been able to help Jackie. She's with me all the time, and she'll see every day I hit my Minnects, and she knows it could be an 18-year-old kid. It could be a billionaire. It could be anybody. And I honestly, I don't know why, but I have become like a crackhead to this thing. And I literally pour in here like somebody paid me $100,000 for a 1-hour coaching call. And I look up sometimes and it's 14 minutes in, and I'm just like loading in everything I got. And honestly, I think it's because you changed our life. So you built this thing. So I want to make sure that we rep it at the highest level. I love it. And, you know, I always say, man, you know, people that are looking for answers, like that's what this thing is for people that want help. And if you want to change people's lives, this is it. We built a 9-figure business in a couple years. Me and Jackie have followed every move. Everything you've ever said that was going to be great has been great. And so, you know, I mean, I think my Minnect deal is like super cheap. So somebody can reach out and ask any question. I've recreated my life. I've reinvented myself, which is what you see it said. And Pat, I want to say one more thing, and you can ask any question, but I created a 20-minute YouTube video because I'm the heavyweight champ. I'm running every month and I'm winning, and nobody's ever going to beat me because I know the game. No, I love the game. I'm a competitor. I'm a psycho competitor. And I'll hit 2,000 points this month. And, you know, and then I'll hit 5,000, I'll hit 10,000. But I made a video before I got on this call, a 20-minute video. I think it was in January. It was my daughter's birthday. And I was at the bottom of the board. And I told Jackie, I go, I'm going to come back in 10 days. I'm going to put up 1,300 points. And I ran a play. It was very easy. It didn't take me a lot of time. I helped a lot of people. And I would love to show everybody what I did to get my Minnects. So I made a 20-minute video before this training. If anybody wants to dominate Minnect, if you'll hit me up on Minnect and ask me one question and then put underneath it, send me the video, I'll answer your question and I'll literally drop you the video. Watch it, run the play. You'll freaking kill it on Minnect. You'll be very hard to beat.
And by the way, Andy, when you create the Elliott Army, I'm really curious to what happens with that circle. I'm really curious to know what's going to happen.
We're going to build it huge.
I'm sure of it, and I'm looking forward to it. Anyways, enjoy your time in Dubai, and I'm sure we'll see you guys at the vault here soon, and we'll see you on the Leaders Bulletin. You guys are doing great. Love you guys as well. Appreciate you guys. Gang, we're at the end. Here's all I'll tell you. I'm getting messages with people trying to get on Minnect. We've never, ever in the history of it had this many people trying to get on Minnect right now. It's exciting. And most people don't even have any idea what else the vision is with Minnect next, what we're building with this. They don't know yet. This is a very preliminary ideas that we're giving you on what's about to happen in September at the vault. For some of you guys that are winning and experiencing, you're going to get some more updates there as well. But I plan on doing quarterly webinars like this specifically for Minnect. The next one will be happening 90 days from now. But in the interim, cannot wait for you guys to go out there, network, Minnect each other, do business. And at the same time, we will see you on the Leaders Bulletin end of April. So hopefully you, user, expert, or a circle leader, you'll hang out with us at the Kentucky Derby. God bless everybody. Go to Minnect. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.